Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We have a new review this week from the minds that brought you Motel Hunters and Is Rock Toy. They've released a new pilot that pushes our preconceptions and forces kind of a confrontation with the existential concept of pain. I was able to see a 70mm print of this at PFS. Most of you have probably seen the transfer. A little quality loss, but still looks fantastic. So this is a pilot for a TV show called Gogo's World, and it's pretty simple. During a seemingly normal day at Play Toy Tech, Gogo is given a new doll to test, Mason. From the get-go, there's something special about this doll. He can talk. Gogo and Mason become fast friends. They bond over their love of basketball. Along with his cousin and roommate, Huckley, Gogo must now keep Mason a secret. This pilot announces itself as a sitcom, but very quickly reveals some deeper ambitions. It's a philosophical rumination disguised as a studio audience comedy. It's a work that smuggles questions of consciousness, class struggle, labor, ethics, morality into like the familiar rhythms of prank humor. And what's most striking is how confidently the writers kind of layer these themes in. They never allow a scene to pass without a line of dialogue from Mason that just about levels the audience. At its core, Gogo's World is a Frankensteinian tale about creation without the burden of responsibility. Gogo works within a toy system professional environment where sentience is an accident and destruction is policy. When we meet Mason, he's equal parts confused and wondrous, quick to find common ground with Gogo. His plea to not be incinerated is the result of the briefest glimpse into the world we all take for granted. This scene isn't really overplayed, but instead the writers kind of let Mason's most devastating dialogue arrive quietly through questions rather than announcements. You know, does pain hurt? Mason wants to know. Yet he never really gets a response from Gogo or Huckley. The writers clearly want the audience to answer. Humanity kind of pokes its head above the clouds of bureaucracy. A ponderance is a buoy in the sea of rigid statement. Aside from existential reckoning, what makes this pilot stand out is the complex but utterly relatable characters of Gogo's World. At first glance, Huckley is one-dimensional. He's a prankster cousin, the likes of which we've seen across literature and film for the better part of a millennia. However, this trope blossoms under scrutiny. It reveals a really deeply human, flawed character whose inability to take things seriously has pushed away those he loves. Huckley's flippant disregard for stable employment and even the love of family is played with such a tonal confidence that the audience is forced to confront its own complicit assumptions about the supporting roles in the life of every individual. Perhaps we all reduce others to props in our own running narrative, dolls to play with and save or not from incineration. The pilot structure is deceptively elegant, with escalating stakes that don't feel contrived. And Mason's gradual public exposure speaks to the way secrets can erode under pressure and time. Gogo is increasingly panicked by the thought of Mason being found out, but it feels less like a fear of punishment and more about Gogo second-guessing his own choices, wondering if he did the right thing in a system that literally feeds the flames of capitalism with transient pleasures. Perhaps the pilot's most impressive feat is the tonal whiplash that doesn't feel manipulative. The fishing sequence stands out here. Against a painterly sunset, Mason's existential reflection of suffering briefly elevates the show into something almost lyrical, maybe something out of a Malick film. But we're forced back to the reality of a sitcom when Huckley lets out a series of farts in a failed prank attempt. It's no accident that at this moment, Mason feels a tug on his line and lands a crab of mythic, epic proportions. The writers, the magicians, are saying, look at this hand. It's a 1,000-pound crab and farts. And then on the other hand, they're ladling us the desperation of uncertainty and fear. The climax pays off like a slot machine with all of the plot lines converging in a perfectly chaotic crescendo. Without spoiling anything, let's just say that Mason's online order of an epinephrine needle is exactly what the doctor ordered for old Mr. Tracy. The show handles the concept of fear with deft precision from all angles. Gogo is afraid of getting caught with the Mason doll. Mason is afraid of death's consequences. Mr. Reamer has a clinical fear of dolls that was clinically diagnosed. Because the show and the writers want us to know what's most terrifying is fear of something that yearns for what we already have. Fear of a facsimile of consciousness that so easily accepts the wonders of this world, not yet broken enough to want to leave. The deepest fear comes from reality itself, it seems. I recommend for everyone to go check out this pilot, and please tell me what you think. Thank you so much.